Hi everybody, how are you guys? It's Miss Hope coming to you with an art lesson for this week. So what you're going to need today is just a piece of paper, a regular drawing pencil, a ruler or a straight edge if you've got something that's just straight, and like a piece of cardboard maybe if you don't have a ruler. Something that's just going to allow you to create a straight line. And a couple of colored pencils, 2 or 3 colors would be just fine. And if you don't have any colored pencils, you can use crayons or markers, or you can just use your regular pencil, and I'll show you how to use different ways to create different shades just using your pencil, the lead from your pencil. And we're going to be talking about some words like balance, optical illusion, spatial awareness. What else did I want to talk to you guys about? Perspective. And we're going to be doing a very, very simple drawing that I'm going to show you how to create it in such a way that it's actually going to look like it's kind of popping off the page. So that's where we get the optical illusion part from. So you're going to follow along with me as I'm drawing. So just go get your supplies and come on back and get a space where you can draw. And I'll see you back here in just a minute. I'm going to go to the overhead camera. Okay. All right. So first, let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. This is a project that I did with middle school many years ago. We took a long sheet of paper. It's like a 12 by 17 or 11 by 17, which I don't have that size here, but a regular size copy sheet is just fine. And this is what you guys are going to end up with, something like this. So you get where the optical illusion kind of happens, where these circles look like they're popping off the page, right? I forgot to mention, sorry about this, that you need to find something that you can trace, which should be easy. If you're sitting in your kitchen, you can just get up and go find 2 lids that are different sizes in your kitchen Tupperware drawer, or ask your mom or dad if you can borrow something. Anything round or circular will do. It doesn't even have to be a perfect circle. It could be an oval, it could be a cookie cutter, but nothing too crazy shaped. Just something really simple. Could be square, could be circle. I like circles. That's what I've got, so that's what I'm going to use, but you can use whatever you like. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this away with my lesson plan and get to work on showing you guys what to do. So you just need a pencil, a couple of colored pencils for later, and something straight, which I can't believe that I can't find a ruler right now, but I can't, so I'm using a piece of cardboard as my straight edge. Bear with me, guys. It's crazy right now. All right, so what you're going to start out doing is you're going to start out tracing your shapes. So I'm using a small circle. Where's my lead? Small circle, and I'm going to do a couple of small circles, and here's where the word balance comes into play. So what does balance mean? It means that it's not too heavy on one side or the other. In art, we use balance to help create a picture that when someone's looking at it, their eye kind of goes everywhere that you want them to look, not just in one spot where it's very heavy with color or with image. You don't want to do that. I mean, there are times where you can do that, and you're going to do that sometimes. The focal point is going to be somewhere on the side of a page, on the side of a piece of paper or a canvas. But for the most part, you want to create a sense of harmony on your paper. So what I went ahead and did was started tracing the smaller circles, and now I'm going to use my bigger circle. Probably would have liked a bigger piece of paper, but it's okay. There's my big circle. Now I don't want to overlap them. I mean, you could, but while we're learning, overlapping may not be a great idea because it might get confusing. So I'm going to add my big circle here. That's really the only place I can put it because my page is small. And just do the best you can. And again, I love mistakes. We always are going to talk about mistakes because mistakes are important. Why? Jack, why are mistakes important?
Because you can learn from them.
Because you learn from them, usually. If you're doing it right, you learn from them. Okay, I'm just erasing, guys. I'm not a fan of erasing everything, especially in the beginning, but I'm just erasing that line that didn't need to be there. Okay? All right, so now we've got our circles on our paper. I'm actually going to go ahead and just freehand because I'm not seeing a really small circle. Hold on a second. I found a glue cap. I'm going to use this glue cap. I'm actually going to add in a third size circle right here because I feel like I just want a little extra on the page. I'm just going to add them in different places that I feel like it needs it. So when you guys do your drawings, just kind of stop every couple of minutes and just look at what you're doing, kind of take a step back from it and evaluate, is this working? Where else do I need to add, or do I need to take something away? Is it too much? I'm going to go ahead and add them up in the corners as well. Real simple. You just trace in the circles, different size circles. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put my glue top back on. All right, now, here comes the fun part. Now you get to divide this paper, okay, with lines. And you're going to just make your lines go right through your circles. So I'm going to create, I'm not going to do just straight lines, but you can. Because I'm going to have overlapping lines in different angles. They're going to create different angles. So there's a little bit of math involved here, but you don't have to measure anything. It's just going to end up, if you did want to measure, you'd find all different kinds of different angles. You'd find some acute angles. You'd find some, what is the word for when an angle is more than 90 degrees? Is it obtuse?
It's either obtuse or it's right angle.
Well, right angle is 90 degrees.
More than 90 is probably, I think, obtuse.
Okay. So I'm going to start, I picked a place to start putting lines. And I'm just going to, my lines are not going to intersect yet. I'm going to do all my lines going diagonal from left to right first. This shouldn't be anything too complicated, so nobody should really be confused yet. Hopefully not at all, but I'm just using my cardboard to, and the idea is that you want to get a line through every circle. At least one line through every circle. And you're going to, eventually that's going to happen because you're going to be cross-hatching these lines or crisscrossing the lines in just a minute. Okay, so now you see, this is what it looks like. There's a line going pretty much through every circle. Some circles have 2 lines through them, some have 1. Now we're going to go ahead and cross-hatch it. We're going to crisscross the lines. So there. I think it comes out more fun when you have... Here's another thing. You need to know when enough is enough and when you need to stop. Okay, that's why we practice. So I think it comes out better when you've got more spaces for color, but if you do too much, it's going to get a little bit too complicated.
Too colory.
Yeah, maybe a little too colory, he says. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and take your time, have fun figuring out where you want your lines to go. Create different angles. Okay, I think I'm going to do...
Mom, can they be all different sizes?
What, the circles?
No, the lines. Can they some be like really small and some be big?
The lines just have to go from one side of the paper to the other.
Okay.
You can have them close to each other, but they just need to go from left to right or right to left, and they need to go all the way to the edge of the paper.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and... All right, I'm going to leave that alone. I think I like that. All right, now here's where the fun comes in. Put that away now. Oh, remember I told you before, if you don't have colored pencils, you can just use your regular pencil. So what you would be doing, I'm going to show you on this side so I don't ruin my drawing, but if you were, let's say I'm going to make a quick circle right here just to show you, and I'm going to do boom, boom, just like that. So if I wanted to just use my gray pencil, which is fine, you would be coloring with your pencil and you would be using varying degrees of pressure to create the shade, the level of the shade that you want. Okay, if I press really hard, what happens? Is it darker or lighter? It's darker. And if I press really lightly, it's lighter. So now I'm getting that nice, dull, kind of light gray. It's like the color of the sky when it rains outside. I'm not going to bother to like go crazy with the detail here. I just want to show you all. And then I could use my finger smudge. And at the end, when I'm all done, I can clean it up with the eraser. But see, just from pencil, you can create different shades, different levels of the shade from just the pencil. Okay? All right, but we're going to, I'm pretty sure that everyone's got at least crayons or colored pencils at home or markers. And when you get really good at this, you can use watercolor paint or acrylic or tempera. All right, so I'm going to just pick a place to start. Now, here's where you need to start, where you need to pay attention, where this can be really relaxing for you. This shouldn't stress you out, okay? This is supposed to help you kind of calm down, relax. This is good to do on a day where maybe you've had a little bit of activity and you're a little anxious maybe even. This is kind of like one of those calming coloring pages. You can even draw the drawing and then leave it for another time. So I'm going to pick a place to start. Now, wherever I start, it's fine. Doesn't matter where you start. I probably should be more strategic about this, but I like to just kind of go for it. And if I make a mistake, well, it's part of the drawing. So I'm going to start in that corner. Now, we're going to be alternating colors. I know some of you are going to want to jump ahead at this point and start counting off. Okay, blue went here, so it would be red, then it would be blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. You're going to get confused. So work in one section of your grid only, okay? If you start jumping around like checkerboarding it, it's going to get messed up somehow. Okay, you're going to end up with blues next to each other and reds next to each other. That's why you can go ahead and bring in a third color if that happens. That's a way to fix that mistake. Just bring in a third color. So now I'm going to, whatever's touching the blue is now going to be the opposite color in the next box here, or the next section or quadrant or area, whatever you want to. Put on some music that you like, just relax, just kind of get into it. And even with only 2 colors, you can still have fun. I can create patterns with my colors instead of coloring it all in a solid shade. I can do lines or patterns or polka dots if I want to, whatever I want to do. And there's a tiny little guy right here who's blue. And now this section right here is going to be red. At the end, if you wanted to outline it in black, you could do that. But we're going for I'm not going to do the whole thing because it'll take a long time to show you. I'm just going to get enough of it done to show you how the optical illusion starts to happen. This is going to be blue in here next to the red. You can use two different shades of the same color. You can use 2 blues if you've got it, a light blue and a dark blue, 2 greens, whatever you've got. You could use marker and colored pencil or crayon and colored pencil. Mix your media. That's fine too.
Texture.
Well, you can add texture to it when you do like a pattern. You can create the image of a texture, or you can use or you can use, if you've got texture plates, rubbing plates, or you can make your own. You can go find something that's flat and thin, like a leaf, or something that's got a little texture to it, like I don't know, paper towel maybe would work. I don't know. It's got those little like dots in it that if you trace over it lightly, it might create a texture. Okay, so now I got confused for a second. Blue is next. Here. So again, this is important. Don't work this way. Like, try to just stay in a section. I think that's going to give you the most successful picture.
Can you use 4 colors?
You want to use 4 colors? I guess. Go ahead.
Okay.
Try.
Because mine accidentally got.
Oh, all right. That's okay. Guys, you know what? Life is not about learning how to be perfect. It's about learning how to work through the choices that you make and the mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes. We all do. Sometimes those mistakes cannot be fixed the way that you want them to be, but a lot of times there's ways to find fixing things, repairing things, okay? So it's kind of, art is kind of synonymous with life. It definitely is synonymous with life. If you don't like what you see, create something else. Invent, reinvent, recreate. Okay, so you see how this is starting to turn out? This is coming out good. And again, it's okay if you need to stop, take a break. If it gets to be too much on your hand to color, or you're getting kind of bored and you don't want to finish right now. It's okay. Just come back to it later. Finish it when you can. Wow, that looks good, Jack. Jack is doing one. I'll have you bring it over in just a second, okay?
I'm not gonna be done with it.
You don't have to be done. It's okay. We could just show it anyway, just for variation. So if anyone else is, even if someone in your class maybe is doing kind of the same thing that you're doing, they can see. I miss seeing you guys in class.
Yeah.
There's good things about teaching online because I can go slower and I can do things that are a little bit more detailed. And then you just pause whenever you need to pause and come back to it. That's a benefit of teaching online. But I miss seeing your faces, and I miss your questions, and I miss seeing what you guys are making. I don't see a lot of postings about what you guys are doing. So I don't know if you're doing art lessons, but I hope you're doing something creative. I'm almost done with this section, enough to show you and let you go off on your own here. If you're coloring along with me, even when the video stops, keep going if you want. Go get a snack. Come back. Come back with your snack. It would be fun also if you're using materials like oil pastel. I mean, I don't know if you would be using oil pastels for this. It might be harder to control the smaller sections with oil pastel. But if you are, you can blend those colors. You can even blend colors with colored pencil some of the time, if your pencils are really good quality.
Yeah. If you have watercolor markers, you can blend those.
Of that, or you have watercolor pencils.
Yeah.
You can use water later. Lots of ability to. Guys, I'm trying to design these lessons for you so that all you need are the bare minimum of supplies. I mean, the bare minimum. If at very least, if you don't have any supplies, maybe mom can go or dad can go to the dollar store and get you a pack of pencils or markers or something. I mean, they're easy to get. It's $1. You don't have to wait for Amazon, because I know they're having a hard time delivering right now in 2 days. But don't wait. I know you can't go to Michael's. Go to the dollar store.
Yeah, the dollar store is still open.
Mm-hmm. It's a good place for lots of crafts. Okay. All right, I'm almost done with what I want to show you. And then we're going to head on out of here and let you do your own thing, okay? Okay. So, all right, I've done the blue and the red. You can see I've been working in my sections. And what's starting to happen is these circles are starting to kind of pop because the opposite color kind of looks like it's lifting from behind or pushing the circle forward by the use of the alternating the colors, okay? So you want to go for something like that. In this example over here, this looks really cool because the two different blues seem to work really well together. So experiment with the colors that are going to work the best and the color schemes that work the best. Do a bunch of these. Try different things. Try triangles, try squares, try circles, try ovals. Hearts even would work. That would be fine. Just remember, yeah, just any basic, easy shape is going to be fine. Don't make it complicated.
What about stars?
Stars would probably be okay. It's just going to end up with a lot of sections to color. Just remember, the important thing is that you strike through all the way from one side of the paper to the other with your line, and then you cross over your lines, creating these little sectioned, like trapezoid, parallelogram, whatever you want to call them. Come here, Jack. Let's see yours. Okay, so this is what Jack has been working on. This is coming out pretty cool. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 colors that he's alternating. All right. Now, what could get confusing is when you're alternating 4 colors, you're going to end up at some point they're going to be next to each other. Some of the colors. It's just it's going to happen, and that's okay. Okay, so when you find that that's happening, if you end up with like, yeah, red and red next to each other, you can make one part of the red darker than the other by using more pressure on the colored pencil, and it kind of creates the illusion that it's a different color, but it's really the same. It's just used, the darker with a stronger coloring.
With darker coloring, pressure.
Pressure. Sorry, guys. Okay, so here you go, Jack. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, so that's it for this lesson. It's kind of quick and easy, and it took a little bit longer just to show you, but I wanted you guys to get the feeling for what you're supposed to be doing. And if you're so inclined to post it to me and let me see what you're working on. If you have any questions, you can post your questions in the Google Classroom. I see all of your comments and all of your questions, okay? So I'm available to help anytime. All right, guys, take care. Talk to you soon.